From VTV Channel 6 Studios in downtown Vernal, this is Local Point with your host, Chris Piner.
Welcome to Local Point, brought to you by Strata Networks. I'm your host, Chris Piner. On today's show, we welcome to the studio Pamela Gardner, who is the president of the Current Topics Club, and she's here to tell us a little bit more about the club, and we're also joined by Rula Bullock. They're both going to talk to us a little bit about the Current Topics Club, right? In fact, why don't we just start with that? Pam, tell us a little bit about the club.
All right, the club has been organized 50 plus years. It's been in organization, and we invite ladies to come to the club. We have a membership of 36. It's by membership, by invitation only.
Has it always been 36 members? Is that the...
No, they have changed that.
At times it has varied a little bit, but currently it's 36 members.
36 members. And we bring people up for vote that we think would be good, you know, and be helpful to our organization. And then we vote on them, and then we ask them to join us.
So what if you have a 37th, a great candidate? What do you do? Rula, what do you do?
Well,
do you just have to wait for somebody to...
That's happened. We've had that problem, and we wait till we have another opening, and then we vote again, and that person's brought up again, and then we vote once again, and hopefully they get in that time. But
otherwise, you're waiting for someone to move, or do you become an emeritus member, or
they could move,
pass away, or what?
If it's a member at large, they are still a member, but they all are replaced by a new member. A member at large meaning that they're still a member but are not active at all, and either health reasons or something they like we have several at-large members right now that for health reasons they just can't go out at night and so forth, and so
participate and do the kind of things that you do, because really you are all about service. Is that right? It's a service organization.
It is. Yep. And it's all about service. Everything that we do revolves around our community. Everything.
If you're somehow not able to participate in the service, then you can be an at-large member, and there's a new slot open, and we can bring in that extra person. But 36 is kind of the working number now.
Right.
And this is a historic, really for Vernal, this is a historic club. I've had the opportunity many times to interview members of the club, and I'm always just impressed with the historical foundation of the Current Topics Club, and it's still here alive and well, and hopefully will always be. Right. So what an honor with 36 members for you two to be part of that.
It is an honor.
Do you feel that? Do you feel that honor?
I do. I feel it. You know, I mean, it's really a wonderful club to be with, and the women are warm and loving and caring, and everything about them and everything that we do revolves around caring for each other, and then that way we can go and care for the community, because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else.
I like that. And it is a ladies club too, right? So there's like a sisterhood, take care of one another, look out for one another that way. And then you were brought in by a sponsor. Both of you were recommended by someone at some point in time. Who was it that, can you say? Is that something?
Well, sure.
Who brought you in?
My very best friend, one of my very best friends brought me in. We've been friends since grade school, and she has been in for quite some time. Her sisters are all in the club, and her mother. So there are 2 generations there that are, and then they welcomed me in.
And they did. Who is this? Who was it?
It was Corinda McGee.
Corinda? McGee.
Corinda McGee.
Well, see, we can shout out to Corinda. She may be watching. Rula, who was it that brought you in?
Well, you know, I really am not sure. I think it was Claudia Fletcher, but I'm not positive, but I think it could have been Claudia. You never know. But I love these ladies, and every year we do a function, which we're going to talk about later, but the Kingsbury Church had it, and so I would do things for the Kingsbury Church ladies on the Thanksgiving Day dinner that we do, when our main fundraiser. And anyway, I would take arrangements to them from the store, and So I started doing it with these guys, and one day they called me up and asked me if I wanted to be.
They said we need Rula.
A member.
Yeah, everybody needs Rula.
Yeah.
Oh,
there you go. Yeah, everybody needs a Rula. Tell Brad that, will you?
Yeah, I know. I feel that way, and I know my wife dearly loves you and your family. So service. This is all about service, and we do want to talk a little bit about that. But let's before we get to that in the second segment, tell me a little bit about what you have done, and you raise money. And some of the money you've been able to, what do you do with that money? So
well, it all goes back to the community. Every penny that we make. Last year after our Election Day dinner, we worked very hard. We have a group of ladies that go out and try to figure out what's the best way to spend the money.
Ah, so it can be different every year.
Yes, it can be different every year. And last year, I can tell you a list of things that we did with the money.
Give me something in just about 10 seconds, and then we'll come back to it in the second half.
Okay, one of the things is we gave $1,000 to the care center for some recliners.
So things that are
elderly.
right here in the community.
Right.
Current Topics Club. I'm glad you both came today. We're going to talk a little bit more about that Election Day dinner when we get right back after this message from our sponsor, Strata Networks.
With advanced all-digital cable television from Strata Networks, you can enjoy jaw-dropping digital picture on hundreds of channels, exclusive local programming with VTV6, and follow your favorite college teams in incredible HD on the Pac-12 network, all with no contracts, no costly equipment, and no dishes mounted to your home. For details, visit your Strata store in Roosevelt or Vernal or call 622-5007. Strata Networks. We connect lives.
Welcome back to Local Point. I'm here with Pamela Gardner and Rula Bullock, and they're both here representing the Current Topics Club. So we've been talking in the first segment a little bit about what the Current Topics Club is and its long history here in the Vernal area, and a little bit about both of you. And we ended by you telling me, Pam, just a bit about the some of the money that was raised in the past last year and what it went to. And you said you had bought some recliners for the care center.
For the care
what are some of the other things that you were able to do with raised money?
We also gave the Vernal Firehouse Station $1,000, and they were able to buy 2 handheld gas detectors.
Oh.
We gave
needed?
Needed, something very needed. Naples City Fire Station, we gave them $1,200 for the same thing, 2 handheld gas detectors.
Theirs were a little nicer.
Yeah,
No,
I don't know.
Whatever they needed, we do trust them.
And we gave $2,300 to the Radiation Vacation Van.
Oh,
and
yes.
you know what they do.
Right, and that has a new name now, doesn't it?
Oh, I'm not.
It has a new name. It's no longer called Radiation Vacation, but it's the same thing. Just a new name. Yes. For anybody watching, I don't remember the name.
And then we gave $1,000 to the Vernal Golf Course. They put a new sign out, and it's really nice.
Yeah, I love that. So the raised funds are varied for all kinds of things.
All kinds of things, and we disperse it not to just one person. You know, we try to spread it
around and help the community. Yeah.
And we gave $1,000 to the animal shelter, and $1,000 to the women's shelter.
Wow, that is a worthwhile organization that is really making a difference here.
Right.
So let's talk now about how those funds were raised. So it used to be years ago there was a rummage sale, and I'm sure everyone remembers the Current Topics as posters everywhere annually, but that's changed now, right? Rula, what is it now?
Well, we years ago the Kingsbury Church ladies put on a Thanksgiving dinner at the Kingsbury Church in the old Victorian cultural or like a little meeting area. Well, they outgrew that, and the little old ladies all were no longer, and so the current topics were had the opportunity to take that over. And so now we hold it every year at the Western Park. It's always on election day. Of course, some years it's a huge election day. Some years it's just a minor one, just, you know, mayors and whatnot, commissioners, you know. This year's a fairly large one. It's always held on an election day, which happens to be November 4th this year. We start serving at 11 a.m. We do takeout. We do 1,000 meals. So we actually outsold ourselves last year. And so it's really very well participated by the community. We have a bazaar where you can, and it's an old-fashioned bazaar exactly like the Kingsbury Church ladies used to have, with a jar of pickles and a jar of jam and cookies and that kind of thing. And we also have a chances to win 2 quilts. Usually it's 1 year, but this year we're lucky enough to have 2 quilts. So we also have a cookbook that we put out that has lots of wonderful recipes in it. It's $15, and it's well worth buying. In fact, I have friends of mine that have bought the cookbook that want to know where they can get more for gifts, you know.
Good.
But that's how we raise our money.
This is how and where, right?
It's at the
election day dinner.
At the Western Park, and yeah, this is how we raise our money. And it's really a lot of fun because Brad and I, we get the luckiest job because we're the social committee. We get to bus all the tables, and we socialize with everyone. And we're very blessed because this community comes all out and for us, and supports our cause, and they know because they know the money that goes out. So
and they know the difference that you make and the long history that you have here.
Yeah, and we have great husbands that help us.
Well, good for you. A little tip of the hat to the husbands too. So they're semi-club members, right, behind the scenes helping out too.
And the dinner is delicious.
Who does the dinner? Are you involved?
We all make it. We all purchase turkeys. We cook the turkeys. We have mashed potatoes, gravy, dressing.
Wow.
We have a delicious coleslaw.
So it's kind of a Thanksgiving kind of theme.
Yes.
And that fits right there in November. Are the recipe book, are those from members, recipes from members?
Right.
Do you have a recipe in the book?
Yes,
I do.
do.
What's your recipe?
Oh, I have
one of them.
I make famous banana bread.
Aha.
It's the best banana bread you've ever ate.
Ooh. All right, you've got me wanting the book. Now, Rula, do you have a recipe in the book?
Oh, it's all Greek for me. Everything in there is all Greek.
It should be.
So if you want to learn how to make a good spanakopita or some baklava,
it's in there.
It's all in there.
In the book. Is the book updated yearly? Annually?
No.
No, every now and then. Maybe when you bring in a new member. You got to add a recipe.
Right.
Throw one in, yeah.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. What about like the jars of pickles and things like that? Are these from the members of the club? You are busy to put all that together. Now, it's November 4th at the Western Park, starting at what time again?
11 a.m. and it goes until 2 p.m. Once it's sold out, it's sold out. Each member is given X amount of tickets to sell, and then we do take people walking in. But this year, like I said, last year we kind of got carried away and got sold out.
So get your tickets quickly. And how do you get tickets? Just
from
right there at the door, or from any member?
Any
from
member.
any member.
All right, you've got 2 of them.
You come to Vernal Floral.
And how much are they?
Come to Vernal Floral. I'll
Come to Vernal Floral and you get some flowers too. And just quickly, how much are they?
$10.
$10. All right. Thank you both for coming today. And thank you for watching. We appreciate you and hope that you watch us next time right here on Local Point. And don't forget to like us on Facebook for updates on your favorite VTV programming.